Hey everyone, Reyan here from the Barbecue and Brews show. Welcome to Meatstock in Toowoomba. I'm here with Dan Barrett from Big Smoke BBQ. Here to have a quick chat, see how he's doing. Good to have you on the show, mate.
Thank you for having me, buddy.
We're trying to keep missing you a few times.
We have.
And obviously Dan does some stuff with Four Monkeys. He's got you on rub as well, which is fantastic. So lots to talk about. But how's Meatstock Toowoomba going, mate? How getting up here? What was it all like?
Look, it's been great so far. You know, we've done SCA so far. ABA's tomorrow, so it's been a bit of a crazy one for us so far.
Yep.
Just doing some steak cooking yesterday and today.
Yep.
Had the ABA awards nights last night, which was fantastic.
That was unreal.
That was unreal.
Yeah, so good.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
But it's been good so far. Crowd's pouring in now.
Yep.
Everyone's done a few beers. It's Friday night and we're having fun.
That's it, mate. Now, the SCA, what did you hand in?
I've just done steaks, so
just steak, right?
Yeah, I just focus on the steaks. I can't
do the ancillaries.
Man, the ancillaries, people are getting way
some
too
crazy
creative.
Stuff out there.
I've tried it in the past, and I can't compete against that. So I just focus on the steaks, have a bit of fun, and then get into the big stuff tomorrow.
Excellent, that's fantastic. Now, tell us about the team, how the team gets started, and who's in the team.
It's just me and my partner,
cool,
and my daughter every
now and then. I saw him, that was so cool.
But I started cooking competition barbecuing, I think 2015.
Okay, yeah. Right.
So it's been going a few years now. Just started off like everyone else, buying a smoker at home, and then progressing from there and onto the comp circuit, and it's been really good so far.
That's unreal. Obviously, speaking of Melbourne, grand champion. Congratulations.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much.
That was unreal. Walking around with 3 trophies, that would have felt good.
It was amazing. A few years back, we RGC'd in Sydney.
Yeah, right.
So we hadn't actually GC'd a Meatstock yet, so that was the first one.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
But it was great. You know, it was unreal, and I didn't expect it. You know, our cook was just sort of an average cook.
Yeah.
And we had some good tables and had some good scores and took away the win in the end.
It's unreal, isn't it? I think because you've got all this, so many things. So you've got to cook things for such a long period. You've got a small window to hand it in, and then obviously that's to hit the judges in a certain amount of time.
Yep.
And they're taking a bite, maybe not at the optimal time as well.
That's right.
And it was funny. I was listening to one of Tuffy Stone's podcasts, and he was talking about how he cooks to what the bite's going to be when it's cold.
Yeah, well, that's really scientific.
Yeah.
That's really thinking ahead.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I wouldn't even consider that, but that's his whole thought process in the competition.
You know,
and obviously he's done really well.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, look,
some people can do that. You know, I'm just lucky if I get it in that 10-minute window. I'm doing well. So it's good, like the bigger stuff like briskets and lamb shoulders and pork butts and stuff like that. You know, they can rest for a couple of hours. So if you get them done early, get them in the Cambro, and then you don't have to worry about them. It's the stuff like ribs and chicken you sort of want to cook it to that handy window because you don't really want to be resting chicken for too long. Or so on and so on. So those two are the hard ones. But once you nail those, all the big cuts already done. Yeah, cool. It's a cruisy.
Yeah, that's unreal. Afternoon. I must admit, competition barbecue is something I do want to get into one day. I think I sort of jokingly mentioned that to you in Melbourne as well.
You can come and join the team anytime you want, mate.
But look, I mean, what tips do you have for people starting and want to get in? A lot of people say join a team, do their dishes and learn.
Oh, look, if you've got the opportunity to jump on a team, for sure, that's the best way to pick up tips and tricks and stuff. But if not, just give it a go, dip your toe in, maybe to start off with some smaller comps, some smaller local ones. Just keep your cook really simple. Try not to overcomplicate it by cooking too many things and trying to get too many things in the box. Keep it simple. Keep all your flavors neutral. You don't want to be too spicy, too savory, too sweet. You want to sort of please everyone. And just be well prepared. Do all your trimming at home. Mix all your sauces at home. So when you turn up on comp, you don't need to do any of that stuff. Be well prepared. And
look, it's quite interesting because I didn't realise that. I don't know why, but for some reason I didn't realise you could use pellet smokers and things like that, which is unreal. So what are you cooking with?
So I'm cooking with GMG, Green Mountain Grills, and I've also got a couple of drums. Which is obviously behind. So we use heat beads obviously for all our drums and GMG pellets. I think it's a good mix. I run off 3 drums and a GMG. It's a good mix, getting that charcoal flavour, that hot sizzling, that hot and fast action, getting that fat hitting those coals and flaming back up, getting that real authentic taste, and then also the pellet grill. Once everything's wrapped, I can put it in there. It's super reliable. It holds temp all day, and it just hums along. I love your setup too. I'll have to do some shots of this, mate. It's unreal, mate. So you obviously drove up from Victoria? Yes. Yeah, how was that like? I actually flew up. How'd you get this up here? We flew up. Actually, a friend of mine drove it up for me, so shout out to Tom. Good work. Thanks, mate. Hang on, Tom. Tom Kenyon from Porky and the Brine.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so he got a shout out from Brett because Brett flew off too.
Yeah, well, Tom's been, he's done it for everyone really. He's driven everyone's gear up. He was a champion. So we'll have to give him a shout out.
Yeah,
we all pitched in some coin for him. So he used to be a truck driver.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So
it's nothing,
he
mate.
enjoys driving.
That's unreal.
So we were lucky enough to have it brought up for us.
That helps. Yeah.
We flew up. Normally we fly in and out when we do these Brisbane comps, being from Melbourne.
Yeah.
So we got a kit up here anyway. Just with a couple of drums and a GMG.
Cool. Yeah.
But this one being so big, and we had the opportunity to get our gear up here, we thought it'd be, a good one to have all our proper gear with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what you want, right? I mean, it feels like home, sort of thing. Home away from home.
100%.
Now, with the 3 barrels you got here, talk me about. There's a few gateways, a few things like that.
Yep.
You got them like set up for different temps or different proteins, or do you just sort of use them?
Basically, I've got one for all my proteins. I just run them all at 300. That seems to be my happy number.
Yep.
I've got it dialed in now. I know what's going on with certain proteins and certain drums. It just seems to work. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, when you're cooking ribs, I cook a few ribs, but I'm a backyard cook. I'm speaking to the guys from Smoke BBQ and things like that, and they start talking about, hey, when we do ribs, it's a smaller cut. We cook it in like 2-1 and maybe a thing. So obviously, ribs are a shorter cook in these sort of competitions.
Yeah, I could probably knock out a rack of ribs in a couple of hours in the drum.
Yeah, right.
At
300.
Yeah, 300. Usually about an hour unwrapped, and then when I get a nice colour and I'm happy with it, I'll wrap them up, put a few things in the foil, and about an hour after that, they're pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unreal. Because just something that I've sort of. I cook ribs and I just let it go because I deal with kids and stuff like that. And they turn out sometimes pretty much just pulled pork, and it's still delicious.
Which kids love.
Yeah, the kids love it, but it's not competition ribs. But I'll have to give it a go and try it out.
Yeah, 100% give it a go. I think cooking hot and fast, you get the same results, but the cooking window where it's done is shorter.
Yeah,
because obviously there's that perfect window where it's done
this.
And if you're cooking hot and fast, it's hitting like a steam train. It's going to go straight through it. As opposed to cooking more low and slow, where that windows a lot further. But you get some great results with it. It's, if you're short on time or whatever. And it's a bit more hands-on. As I said, you're using coals and charcoal, so you're getting that more authentic flavour. But yeah, both work great.
That's all right. Now, let's talk about the flavour and your rubs and things like that. So how did Four Monkeys come about?
I used to cater.
Name, by the way.
Thank you. I used to do a bit of catering back in the day with Big Smoke, and we just started making a house rub, which is now the pork rub. And everyone was raving about it, always wanted to get their hands on it. What is it? Where do we buy it from? And then I just decided to put it out there one day, and I started with 1, and then went 2, 3, 4, and now got 5.
Right.
And now I've got some injections as well, which have just come out this year, which are doing really well. It's been about 3 years now, and it's all over Australia. It's going really well. It went over to the American Royal.
You did it.
Greatest rub in the world, and it come 4th in the hot category, one of them. So
that's unreal.
Yeah, so I've had some really good success with it. Great feedback. A lot of the teams are using it in competitions and having great results. So I couldn't be more happier.
No worries. And where do you? I guess where do you sell them? You sell them online yourself, or do you distribute through
so Hark is my distributor.
Okay, cool.
I get them all made. They go down to Hark and they distribute across Australia.
Excellent.
But if you go to the website, there's a stockist list there, and depending on which state you're in. But they're sort of spread out all over Australia now.
Real, yeah, it's. I've always talked to Mark about how much rubs I get, and I have way too many. But yours is definitely on the list of things I just need to try and.
I know. Actually, I have a box for you, so don't worry.
Well, that's not what I was expecting.
Oh, no. Well, I did tell you I was going to.
That was in Melbourne. I just
haven't gotten that to you yet.
Thanks to Tom for that as well.
Yeah.
But and that's starting rubs, and I know sort of developing and growing, and I feel like the communities. There seems to be like a heck of a lot of rubs now. Like you can buy. You saw the competition last night, right?
There is.
It was next level, right? And I think it was like 75 rubs that got entered.
Yep.
Like that is, and that's mostly Aussie.
It is.
Like all Aussie rubs. Except maybe Lane's rubs getting chucked in there. So I think it's unreal. So. What's it like competing in that sort of market, or do you sort of just this is what I love using, and you just sort of go with it, or?
I try not to think about the competition, to be honest with you. I just worry about what I'm doing and getting the best flavors out there, the best rubs I can, the best injections I can, and hope for the best. And thankfully enough, they've been picked up and well received by a lot of the teams. And I have guys over in New Zealand. I've got a distributor over there as well. Heap of teams that I sponsor over there that are doing really well. So. Couldn't be happier, mate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually sponsor some teams with
in Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. I had no idea. I guess that's kind of how you break into the market too. It's quite interesting. It's sort of you've got this community of people to like break in with and just spread it out.
Yeah.
I think it's just a unique way to market and sell, and it's so cool. Now, I'm sort of lucky. I deal with a sort of butcher in Victoria, and it's great. Where do you get your meat? And like when it comes to competition stuff, where do you get your meat from? And what do you look for?
So some pork, I get all my pork from them.
Oh, right, cool. And that's some meaty pork too.
Amazing pork.
Yeah,
the pork shoulders. All my pork ribs come from Sunpork.
Yep.
And the James Brothers down in Keilor and down in Victoria.
Yep.
I get all my lamb and chicken and briskets through them.
Awesome.
Just basically, nice marbling through your meat, some nice consistency in the size.
Yeah.
That's sort of the good starting point.
And with the brisket, do you sort of try and get that, that high marble score and get a bit more richness through it? Or some people go very much grass-fed as well.
I like to cook in 9+ Mayora.
Yeah, right.
They're from South Australia.
The basic stuff.
Yeah, so basic, just the 9+ stuff.
Yeah, just the 9+ stuff.
So yeah, I usually cook those at comps. I've had some great success with them, and once I find something that works for me, I just sort of stick with it and go from there.
No worries. Now, I am acutely aware that you've got to be cooking a steak in literally 5 minutes or so.
I do, yeah. I'm about to get started.
We have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
So good to have a chat to you.
No, it's good to have a chat.
It's so good to catch up. And look, all the best for the competition today.
Thank you very much.
SCA and ABA tomorrow too. So we'll come and check you out when you see it as well. Look, all the best getting back to Melbourne.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time on the BBQ and Brews Show.